Welcome back to the podcast. We're basically just
Hello, we're
we're
back.
just news.
I'm not gonna sneeze. I don't think. If I do, I'll try to go on mute. But it's episode 131 of the Quarantine Chronicles. It is August 2nd,
Do you think
and do you
baseball's
think
done
we'd be
for?
quarantined this long?
Do you think baseball's done for?
Well, the Blue Jays will play this weekend. They didn't play. Their game got postponed.
Really?
Yep.
Who
They're
are they
supposed
going to play? The
to play
Phillies or
Philly.
something?
Huh?
Who are they going to play?
Philly.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, I mean, White Sox just swept. The Cubs just swept, so Chicago's just sweeping everybody. We got the
The
Yankees and the Red Sox right now on TV.
Leafs game. The first Leafs game starts right now, 8 o'clock.
Really? Maybe
Yep.
I'll switch over to that instead.
Ever.
Because honestly, like, here's the thing. I think hockey and basketball are fine. A little worried for baseball.
Is
Not
it
gonna
fine
lie.
because no one's traveling? They're all in like a hub.
Yeah, and I think that they
I
did
feel like
it.
hockey is the most safest because they're doing 7 game series.
Leafs game. Yeah, I think with baseball, like there's just why didn't it work? Leafs game,
What are you doing?
not list game. I'm trying to talk to my Comcast remote because I can't find the game. Maple Leafs hockey game.
But find Blue Jackets.
That might work. Okay, it worked. There we go. It's on the NHL network. I don't even know if I have NHL network. And like the whole thing is like, why didn't baseball cover the seats like the NHL did? You know,
I don't know.
it looks so nice, and like NBA, that looks really nice. So it's
I mean,
like,
it feels like you're watching Olympic hockey. I mean, Olympic hockey. Sorry, Olympic basketball. What am I saying? You
yeah,
know
it
what I mean?
looks like
Olympic basketball is so quiet in there, and it feels like you're in a gym court,
it feels like a video game.
kinda, because
You
there's
know
all
what
the
I mean?
screen, very few seats.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah, it feel honestly when I watched yesterday the Raptors and Lakers game, it felt like I was watching an Olympic basketball game.
the NHL game, it feels like I'm watching like a WWE like event in the performance center. You know,
Hmm.
all the production, all the screens, all the big to do. It's pretty crazy. So yeah,
So
we got the
4 months quarantine.
Leafs.
What did
What?
what have you done that you think of?
Well, I mean, when we started the quarantine, I was working, and just recently, now I'm not working. So I they phased out my position, which originally in September it was just an internship that was supposed to last 3 months, and then they just like said, "Hey, you want to stay till March?" And I was like, "Okay." And then in like February, they're like, "Hey, you want to just stay on until like until we don't need you anymore?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, of course. I don't. I'm getting money for this job. Like, I'm not going to say no to money because I can't find anything else." So
Yeah.
then the quarantine, like the pandemic happened, and I mean, they kept me on for the longest time. And then one day, like I think it was like the beginning of July, they were like, "Hey, so we're gonna start phasing out your position. We realize that we don't need that position." So, um, I mean, they threw me like a mini, quick little party on my last day, and
Tell me about this. What did you guys do?
well, okay, so they throw parties for like it's not, I want to say it's like The Office, but it's not as fun as The Office. They always like would have like like celebrations for like birthdays or whatever. Um, so I was like, okay, great. Like I think you said it. Like they're definitely gonna have like something for you. So um, I was sitting there just like wasting time, waiting to for the day to end. And then the one person in the marketing department's like, "Hey, we got a surprise for you outside." And I was like, "All right, well, here we go. Like, what's this gonna be?" So then I walk outside, and then they're like, "Oh, we just want to like thank you for everything," and uh, and so they had like ice cream and popsicles, and the like pretty much the whole office was
Cheesecake?
outside.
You had cheesecake to go?
So I bought a chocolate cheesecake. I bought a like a regular cheesecake, a plain cheesecake. I bought some lemon bars, and then the greatest thing that they make. And here's a little spoiler, by the way. I don't even know. Like, I don't think I have like a no non compete clause. I don't think they're gonna be mad. But you know when you go to Starbucks and
Mm-hmm.
you're checking out, and they have those really expensive Rice Krispie treats like sitting in there in the Starbucks packaging.
Yep, about those.
That the company I worked for makes those,
Okay.
and they the chocolate ones. So around like Christmas time, they make chocolate ones. Highly, highly, highly recommend spending like the $5 or whatever it is for those because those were by far the best thing that they made that I liked. By far the best thing that they made. So when I'm like, I bought a bunch of like the plain ones to go home with because it's just like it tastes like they're warm and fresh every single time. So the Rice Krispie treat looking things at Starbucks, the chocolate ones, you can know that those came from Chicago. So, but then, um, so they gave me like one of the hats with the logo on it, and it's like the buckle hat. Um, and they had that like I think they had it like made for me because they knew that I like those buckle hats because I wore it every day. I wore the Barstool one every day pretty much. Um, and then they gave me like a certificate for a free cheesecake that I could send anywhere in the world or anywhere in the U.S. Sorry.
Mm.
Um, and then I got an Amazon gift card. So
Yo, at least you got something.
not too bad at all. So that was that was like a little send off. But it's like everyone was saying like, oh, like good luck, and I was like, yeah, like I didn't like I didn't say I was leaving. Like what I mean? They said like, hey, we're phasing out your position. So it's like, you know, like I was fine because it was one of those things where they kind of made the decision for me because I was teetering on like, man, I need to find something because I don't want to work here anymore. So now I'm going to start. I'm going to be looking for like something else, but I'm going to really take a swing at like freelance stuff and
Yeah.
also like creating my own company along those lines. I've been working on something for a couple of years at this point um, that I'm like really gonna have some time to do because like I can start sending out applications to random jobs, but like no one's gonna be like hiring for the most part. You know what I mean? Like the places that I would want to go to, they're not hiring.
Mm.
So it's kind of weird right now.
So I have a list of things I've done. So many things. I
Mm-hmm.
started off thinking I was gonna be off for 2 weeks, and I learned to solve it through Rubik's Cube. Then I realized, oh, we're probably gonna be here till May. So then I started selling wrestling stuff, which I pretty much made a business, vowed never to collect again. Weeks later, pre-order New Japan figures, which then leads to me collecting Undertaker figures because of watching that Last Ride doc. Well, it was started right before the Last Ride doc, but I think that kind of kicked it off,
Mm-hmm.
which then led me to start collecting random stuff, which still selling stuff at the same time. So buying and selling, pretty much moving my collection around. Um, Me doing this every single day, no matter what. Um, I don't know, going from like trying to work out at home to failing to now going back to the gym. I was like, that's pretty good. I
How's
think I
that?
missed
How's that
because
working
like
with the
I
whole
needed a
situation?
rest day out of the last 10 days now. Um,
How's that working
oh,
with the whole
and now I
situation?
realize I probably have to go find another job now because like the job I used to have, they haven't brought anyone back yet, and they're only working 4 days a week there.
I feel like you said you had to look for a new
Like,
job like in March. Can you
what's
hear
up?
me? Did you hear anything I said?
What do you mean?
Oh, I asked about the gym. How does the gym work with the situation?
My bad. Oh, okay. The gym. My bad. I think my thing went on like speaker to whatever. The gym.
Yeah.
So, you download the app, and now everyone. Before I was driving 20 minutes away to go to the gym. Now it's like 5 minutes away.
Okay.
You book your time. You could book it up into a week in advance, so they fill up pretty quickly. So I pretty much have my days pretty much set all the way until next Saturday. I could book Sunday today and then Monday tomorrow. Like literally 12 o'clock, it goes up and like you could start booking your days. You only have an hour at the gym. You they clean the gym every 30 minutes. So they have an hour session, then 30-minute clean, then hour session. So you book your hour, and it's only limited to 50 people. You don't have to wear a mask when you're at your station, but you have to wear a mask if you walk around, and you obviously have to clean everything. But they do have
Hmm.
people cleaning constantly, wiping stuff down. So it's pretty nice. Honestly, I thought 50 people would be packed at the gym, and then I'm there, and it's so empty. And like stuff, like you think like, oh, someone's on the machine, I'm gonna need it, and they're like in and out. They're gone. No one's messing around,
Yeah.
talking to having a party at the squat rack or the bench or whatever, like people just hanging out, like
Hmm.
it's like a whatever. No, no, people are in and out. People are doing their sets, everything quick because they only have a certain amount of time, and it's better too because I'm not like messing around when I wake up like, oh, I gotta go eat, and then I'm gonna go to the gym later on. Then I kind of procrastinate. I'm on my phone or I'm watching something, and I'm like, oh, I'll just go later. I'll just go later. Now it's like I get up, I drink some coffee, I
It's like
eat
an
some.
actual doctor's appointment or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then I like go. I just go to the gym, and then I go there for an hour. I kill it, and then I come back home. Then I'm done. And I get it out of
So
the way. By the time 12 o'clock comes, I'm done.
so my second thing that you didn't hear was I thought you were like I felt like in March you were talking about like finding a new job because of the whole situation, and now we're going on 4 months.
No,
Like,
I said that in May. I think
hey,
in May I
whatever.
said it. I think jokingly I said I had to find a new job because I think they were going to bring me back. But then now it's like, oh, it's actually I had to find a new job.
Hmm.
And then I went to the cottage for the 2 weeks, which was
Oh
like
yeah.
probably like the vacation. So I said when I came back in July I would start looking, and then I'm like, oh, and then July kind of just came and went, honestly. And now it's like,
Well,
oh, now I actually have to do this.
it's August now, and we are just about a month away from what would have been the all-out trip over Labor Day weekend.
That
Um,
ain't happening. Nothing's happening. Oh, I also
so
looked around. I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, "Oh, Mike, remember when I was like joking? I was like, oh, I remember when me and Mike talked about this. Like, oh, maybe you'll come in like July or if anything August for SummerSlam."
yeah,
And like, look what happened. Nothing.
yeah, and I got to figure out the flight thing because they said a year from when it was originally
They'll
scheduled.
keep
So
pushing that. They can't. They either have to give you a refund or
yeah,
the
so
thing.
that's a
The
future
border's
me
not even
problem.
open yet,
No,
and
I know.
we don't know if it's gonna open in the end of August. We'll see. But
I
yeah,
would say that I think everything's going to stay the same until the new year.
I
I
think they'll
think,
open. They open the border. I don't know when they open the border actually, because y'all keep getting cases like crazy.
well, yeah, I think that January 1st, they'll be like, that's going to be the hard reset.
New Year.
Yeah, whether we have a vaccine or not, I think that's going to be the hard reset, and that's why I said early on I was like, just like people don't realize this year is just canceled. Like anything you had planned for this entire year. You know what? Here's another thing. The person that was like the desk, like next to me, or like on the opposite side of me, this dude went to freaking Jamaica or something, and I was like,
When?
hello, like two
When?
weeks ago.
Like, oh, you flew in and out of the country. You're allowed to go to out in
Two
and out of the
weeks
country.
ago, and he was only home for 1 week, like, and then he came back to work, and I was
Supposed to
like,
quarantine? Are you supposed to minimum quarantine for like 14 days if you go on anywhere?
yeah. And I was like, dude, I don't care how many years in a row that you've gone on this trip for your anniversary or whatever. You are an idiot if you decided, hey, we have to do it this year. Like, what a fool, you know? And you know what? He went to Mizzou, which is the rival school of Kansas. So that right there is like this guy.
Technically,
I'm
isn't your job supposed to tell you like, hey, you can't come back in because you know you
that
left the country?
because then I asked, I was like, so is he just like, I'm just gonna like, did anyone tell him like you can't do this? You know?
Yeah. Like,
But
isn't that a law? Isn't like
yeah,
can government like fine you or the whatever the state fine you?
I don't know, but I mean, it's not my problem anymore. So
Oh, that's so weird. Y'all definitely less strict than here. Here is like you can't. Well, it's not. It's strict. It's definitely more strict there, but like I feel like people do get away with things, but I feel like people don't play around.
yeah, but here everyone's stupid and like, oh God, wear the mask. Like newsflash, people. Like I don't know if you know this, and maybe it's because I watched New Japan, so I've been able to tell this like and see this for so many years. But in Japan, they wear masks like all the time, like before this happened. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like that was always a thing.
It was a gimmick. Like if you
Yeah.
see someone walk around in a mask, it's like, oh, they're probably Japanese.
So I mean, I don't understand. Like I don't know. It's so frustrating. And there's people that are still arguing it. It's like, how can you still be arguing about this? It's just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm looking at the Winter Soldier. I'm looking at Bucky wear his mask right now on Civil War. Remember when we went to see Spider-Man in 2017, and I had to watch Civil War as like a pre thing, and
Oh
they
yeah,
answered
I
all the
told you, like
questions.
watch Civil War. If you don't understand anything, Civil War will kind of throw you back in check
Yeah.
for Spider-Man.
So now I
And it was
watched
kind
it
of funny
twice.
because Spider-Man actually intros with Civil War, him doing like a vlog.
Hmm.
So there you go. There you go.
So
Quarantine update. We'll do this in
yeah,
like 6 months when we're back,
six
even though we do
months.
this every day.
Yeah, but all right, well, that's it. We'll
We're out of
talk to
here.
you in the next one.
Watch Talk and Shop main event.